Hey, welcome to New Jump City, everybody, where we recap the week in American and Japanese sequential art. I am your host, Christian, the unbiased king, Espinal. And joining me through Discord, it is the man, the myth, the legend, the tank top sage. It's Joshua Gangsta Time Cole.
It's called Partner, but it should be called Gangsta Time.
What up, Chris? What's good, everybody listening? I really missed American comics, but I don't miss the cost and I don't miss the poor quality of certain series that we used to read.
Yeah, I feel that. I missed them.
We'll address this soon, though.
Yeah. Anyway, also joining us, it is our producer. It is Edgelord Big News Brian.
なんというビッグニュース
What's up, nerds?
Hey, wow, huge week. We pretty much got all of the series that we usually cover back on this week. So we have a lot of manga to go to. So, you know, let's not waste any time. Let's just get right into it with plugs. You could find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. Joshua Cole, where can they find you?
At JD Cole _37. That's on Instagram, and at New Jump City Josh on Twitter. Get at me.
Oh yeah, Brian.
You can find me at b.esp on both Instagram and Twitter. And if you ever want to catch me when I'm streaming, you can find me at twitch.tv/itispunchline.
Yeah, you can follow the show itself at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok. I actually made a thing for TikTok, so check us out on that. I'm gonna try to keep making more things for TikTok, I guess. So, or you know, Instagram and all that jazz. So check us out on those platforms. Follow us and all that stuff. Email the show at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about. We actually do have a little bit of a question round. You know, they're questions that are about the chapters that came out. So we're gonna go ahead and answer some today, and that's very excited. And you can join in on the fun by emailing us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com, or if you're listening to this on YouTube, you can drop a comment with your question, and we'll get to it on the following episode. So, you know, do all that, comment, and while you're at it, like, share the podcast. I know we don't really have a super strong visual element to the show as of now because we're still working audio only for the time being until I can get a new computer. But yeah, until then, please check us out. I am still uploading episodes, the audio version of the episodes to YouTube. So please check that out if you prefer listening to podcasts on YouTube, or if you like the audio platforms. We're pretty much on every audio platform known to man, whether that's Spotify, Apple, Pandora, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, you name it, we're probably on there. So check us out on that one. And without further ado, I think we're all set as far as plugs go. So we can start the show. One Piece. Whoa, Nelly. This is One Piece, chapter 1084, The Attempted Murder of a Celestial Dragon. Attempted is a funny word to use, given the circumstances, but
Yeah, the circumstances and the circumstances of the chapter.
yes. Lots of stuff
Is this
going.
part one or something?
I mean, it feels like it, right?
Whatever. Yeah.
Last we left off, we have been getting the story, filling in the blanks from Sabo's perspective on what happened during the Reverie, which has been a long-standing mystery since before Wano. And we're finally
And the
getting...
source of great hype.
Oh yeah, and I'll tell you what, it doesn't disappoint, to be honest. So yeah, let's get into it. It's basically centered around the murder of King Cobra of Alabasta and finding out the truth of what happened there. Sabo and the revolutionaries are on Marie Joie, and so is Jewelry Bonnie. And speaking of the devil, we start off with Sabo making his way through the Pangea castle to pick up Kuma, and that's where he runs into Jewelry Bonnie, who they link up, and they basically have similar motives. So they're gonna help each other out for a second there. Um, this is the first time Sabo is meeting Kuma's daughter, which is interesting when you think of that dynamic. Um, and Jewelry Bonnie expresses that like she's been following articles about the revolutionaries, and she trusts the revolutionaries with Kuma's safety. And basically, Sabo gives the keys to the slaves' cuffs to Karasu, one of Karasu's soot crows, and tells them to basically free everybody and then get the fuck out of there, because the mission's pretty much done at this point. Sabo is, of course, going to stay behind and see if he can take care of business, which is, I guess, getting Kuma. And at that point, he then turns over to Bonnie and asks what her next move is. And of course, Bonnie explains that she's going over to Egghead to see if there's any way to bring back Kuma to the man he was before he became a pacifista and lost his entire will as a human being. At that point, Sabo notices that guards are closing in on them, to which he grabs Bonnie and hides over this arch in the hallway. And they're, they didn't get to really capture Sabo, but they knew somebody was there. But hey, they talk a little bit about how there are fewer guards for this tower, and the reason it is that people who actually enter here, they go missing, and it's usually because they saw it. And the guard is like, saw it, and is like, something they shouldn't have. And they explain that it is the Lost Chamber. So lots of mystery speak, and all that. But we get the introduction of a Lost Chamber. I imagine that's going to get... I think that's where Emu hangs out. It's not confirmed,
Right.
obviously, but that's my guess. That's what the Lost Chamber is. So... Anyway, Sabo manages to make his way out of the castle with Bonnie, and basically, they depart at that point. We then cut to the that throne room where Cobra is talking to the 5 elders, the Gorosei, and he starts talking about the Void Sentry. And you know what happens when you talk about the Void Sentry around these guys. He starts explaining that the world government started 800 years ago. It was created by 20 kings. These kings, to make it pretty much an equal type of thing amongst them, they created an empty throne, which was a symbol that they created an empty throne with 20 weapons around it to symbolize that it's equal ground, and no one person really rules anything. So basically, there were new kings chosen to rule after the 20 original kings moved to Marie-Joie. But the only person that stayed behind, of course, is the Queen of Alabasta at the time, Lily of the Nefeltari dynasty, which is obviously an ancestor of Cobra's and of Vivi's. She chose to stay at Alabasta and to continue the Nefeltari line, where it still reigns to this day. And that is why the truth is that there's not 20 weapons on the throne room. There's only 19, because the Nefeltari
Only
family...
19 of them things.
Yep. And the Nefeltari family left, so their sword was never placed. And I love how every time something like this comes up, all of the 5 elders have these ellipses bubbles coming out of them, like, careful
Right,
now.
they're like, go on.
What you trying to
So
say?
you're like, sure, right, okay. Yeah,
Yeah, careful now.
that's the look they're giving.
because this could very quickly turn dangerous immediately. But yeah, they basically confirms like, yes, this is correct, but what's your point? And Cobra reveals that he's been going through these old historical documents on his country, and the only history that he can pursue there comes from documents after the Void Century, and in those documents there is no mention of Queen Lily's name. And it turns out she did not come back to Alabasta to rule after that. After all, it turns out that her younger brother took the throne in Alabasta instead and continued the line and the lineage of the Nefeltari family. And he wanted to ask the elders if he knew anything about that, because that's very weird. That it was known that she left specifically to continue to rule Alabasta, yet there's no mention of her in the documents in Alabasta. So the elders respond basically like, well, that was 800 years ago, and it's a recorded fact that the Nefeltari family did not live here. So we assume that she went back home. After that, we don't know. We can't really help you with that. And then Cobra asks, in that case, what is the D? And man, one of the elders is like, why would you ask that, bro? He's like, why would you what are you doing? And he says, Cobra mentions that there is a brief 800-year-old letter that she passed down through our line of kings. And all of the elders actually kind of look a little shook by this, like they didn't know that this was a thing. And the conversation kind of trails off, because then we cut over to the Mingling courtyard where Charlos, the celestial dragon, that has been a constant pain in the ass throughout One Piece since his introduction, has managed to capture Shirahoshi with the help of the Kuma PX1, the original, the OG Kuma, who is now a lifeless robot. And yeah, she's crying because she was just captured by this fucking weirdo, and her brothers pull up to try to do something. He's like, I'm sorry for taking my eyes off you. We're leaving. We're never coming back. This place is crazy. And it is kind of sad to see like the fishmen be disillusioned with something they work so hard to, attend in this moment. But as they're approaching to rescue Shirahoshi, Charlos basically sicks the PX1 after them, and he starts shooting his lasers. At which point, Leo and Sai from the Straw Hat Grand Fleet actually notice this is happening, and they move to stop Charlos from taking this any further and to rescue Shirahoshi. So Mizogard, the Don Quixote celestial dragon that has remained on this island and has had a change of heart since his time on Fishman Island, he blocks Fukaboshi, I think this guy's name is. His name he put
Big Boshi.
Big Boshi. He blocks his path, and he's like, not you. And he starts to oh yeah, his name is Fukaboshi. He starts to like yell at him, is like, why the double standard? You asked us to stand aside. And Mizogard is like, well, unlike you, these guys are pirates. They don't really have like a nation to worry about. If they move against the celestial dragons, they could just run away. But you have too much to lose with if you hurt a celestial dragon. But these guys, they have nothing really like that to lose. And with that, Sai and Leo simultaneously attack Charlos and actually fucking kill him. So
Wait, he died?
yeah, they're like, he's dead.
They turned him into an accordion.
They turned him into an accordion. And at first I was like, there's no way he's dead. But then everybody's yelling about how he's fucking dead. It's either he's, we'll have to see if he's really
They called
dead.
it an attempted murder, though.
Yeah, but maybe nobody can confirm if he's really dead. but
No, even Akainu, like in the recap.
oh yeah, he
during
did say it
Wano,
was an
he said it
attempted
was an
murder.
attempted.
Okay, so yeah, I guess Charlos somehow survives this. But yeah, at the moment, it's considered he's dead because he is an accordion man at the moment. And the PX1 starts to take aim automatically because, that's kind of his job at this point. But that's when Morley pulls up from the underground and grabs Kuma. And this is how, I guess, the rest of the revolutionaries kind of make their escape with Kuma in tow. And that's when we leave off from this scene and we return to the throne room where we see Imu pulling up on the side of the fucking throne room. And he or they are noticed by the Gorosei. The Gorosei are like, oh, great Imu, but King Cobra is still present. And Cobra is shocked because obviously this is not supposed to happen. And Imu takes his seat before saying Lily. Takes their seat on the throne. And we still don't obviously know who they are. But yeah, the chapter ends in this one panel where they're just sitting on the throne room. And that was One Piece chapter 1084. Josh, what were your thoughts on this chapter?
This is the RGC for me.
Oh yeah. This is also my really good chapter of the week. Brian?
This is also mine.
I can't hit this button hard enough.
Unified RGC. Unified
Unified.
RGC. Unified RGC.
Somehow this was not the audience voted really good chapter of the week. But
That's crazy.
but it is all of our consecutive really good chapters of the week. But please, Josh, go on with your thoughts.
Wow. Like I alluded to in the beginning, didn't show Nefertari, what's his name? Cobra. They didn't show Cobra attempting to get murdered. You know what I'm saying, or anything like that. So it was kind of a misleading title, but
No, it said
man,
Celestial
the
Dragon.
way
It said the murder
Oh,
of a
is that what
Celestial
it was?
Dragon. So that would be Charlos.
you're right. The attempted. Oh, okay. So no, I just thought it was incredible. I mean, I really like we mentioned before. I liked how tense all of the elders look, and it's kind of a trope. Not gonna lie, it's One Piece isn't the only series that does it, but it means so much more because finally, like all of the story that's been set up for years, like this isn't stuff that's coming out of nowhere. So
Mhm.
it always feels good reading these chapters. I don't know what to think about Lily. Obviously, she got lost at sea somewhere, but she was able to write a letter. I don't know what to think. I mean, obviously, she mentioned probably the will of D in the letter she wrote, and Emu took notice. Man, he said her name and everything. He was like, "Oh, so Lily had something to say about them times, them before 4 times. I mean, let's hear this. Let's all hear this. I want to hear what Lily had to say. Cobra, Elders is. You believe? He's like, no. He's a pack. That's been confirmed.
Yeah.
So this is why Cobra died. We don't have to guess nothing else.
Oh yeah.
Right now.
Emu came out
This
because
was Emu saying,
you're
"You
dead.
chose death.
You're dead.
You're
You're not walking out of
He
here.
walked up the stairs.
I walked here because I know you're dead."
Yeah, and it's like, well, now that I've come to terms with that, let's see what she had to say. It was chilling, man. Almost as chilling as the intro to Tears of the Kingdom, the new Zelda game that came out. No, the intro was chilling.
You know what else is chilling? The fact that you're playing it while we're doing the podcast.
Oh my god.
I'm not. But Brian is. Brian's definitely playing it right now. That's
I am
crazy.
not playing it right now.
I could turn my camera on right now
I could turn on mine too.
That's not true. Do it.
Oh
You do it.
God. Anyway, were those all your thoughts? He is proving it.
I'm happy for him.
Okay.
Anyway,
Well, what are your thoughts, Brian? Or do any of y'all have rebuttals? I just had general thoughts.
Well, I'll start my comments by proposing a question. When in One Piece have we heard the name Lily before?
Never.
Amazon Lily.
Uh-huh. And now all of a sudden there's a woman character that used to be an empress that went missing.
Hmm.
Very intriguing. Could it
That is
be
intriguing.
Could it be that Amazon Lily was founded by a Nefeltari?
It's entirely possible.
That'd be pretty crazy.
That would be pretty wild.
Why she would do that, I have no clue. But this was a really good chapter to like reintroduce what's her name? Emu or him? I think they're gonna keep going with this flashback next chapter.
I
as
fucking
well.
hope so.
Because it's Saba's flashback, so he hasn't shown up yet, so he has to be there.
Yeah.
So that means we are gonna get more of Emu, I think. So that's
In 2
super
weeks,
fucking
God, I
exciting.
hope.
And we might even see some of the fucking Holy Knights as well show up to kind of dispatch of Cobra. Maybe Cobra is doing some wild shit. He must have known that he was probably not going to leave this place alive, right?
I couldn't tell you.
Like he knows better than to just walk in here and ask questions about shit that they erased from literal history.
Yeah, I mean, I would think so too, but I don't know why he would do it and then just like be okay with dying at their hand. Like, just out of curiosity, his daughter's out there still.
Right.
Yeah.
I think this is a genuine conversation that he had no idea was going to turn lethal.
Yeah, he's not technically talking about the Void Sentry, but he is like confused as to.
But then he
'Cause-
asked about the D.
The D was a problem for sure.
But did they know that? Did this?
The D definitely put a ping on their radar.
Oh,
You don't
my
ask that
God.
question.
That D had them spinning.
All right.
I'm trying not to make it a problem here. It's just the letter that they chose, okay?
Yeah.
Did they know it was an issue?
Did they know
Does
what
Cobra
was
know?
an issue? What, that the D?
I'm not asking you, Brian. I'm not asking you, bro.
Well, I guess
Why not?
I guess they wouldn't know.
Because you want 110% right now.
I guess they wouldn't know that it was an issue. Or Cobra wouldn't know it was an issue, I guess.
Did Cobra say he did research?
He did do research, but he doesn't.
Not enough.
I don't think there's enough
So
information.
he should know that they're called the enemy of the gods, right? Like based off
Maybe.
research.
I feel like that's a legend known to not many people.
Where did we hear that from?
Fuck, who said that? I think Law said that actually.
Oh, so maybe not then.
Yeah.
I don't know. But this was a good lore dump chapter. It was nice to see Charles get his fucking ass beat again.
It is always
I
satisfying.
love it when he gets his ass beat.
It's fucking an accordion, man.
I like that he still has bandages from like when he got hit in his head before.
Mm-hmm.
So he got double hit in the same spot. Like, yeah, good
Yeah,
stuff.
he got fucking Oh my god!
I just keep
looked
looking at
the
it.
pedal again.
I keep looking at his accord, like when he's at his most accordion, and like it's so fucking funny the way he's drawn. I don't know
He
how
looks-
he survives this.
He looks like the gourd, the thing that gives people powers in Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, he does
You know
look
what I'm
like
talking
that.
about?
He does look like that. That's hilarious.
So he went from this series straight to Hunter x Hunter for the Succession War.
This is actually a prequel to Hunter x Hunter, and this is how
Yeah.
the gourd was created.
Hockey becomes Nen.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, that's why the fucking that Saradnik can see the future. He's using observation hockey.
Mm. You know, it starts to link together when you really want it to.
It all makes sense.
With enough mental gymnastics, it makes sense.
But yeah, those are my thoughts. This is a fantastic lore dump chapter.
Yeah, I mean,
Give me more.
what can I say, man? I read this chapter and I had to stop after I finished. I couldn't finish I couldn't read the other chapters. I needed a break because I was very much into it. It was very intense the whole time. Like everything that Cobra was saying, I was like stuck on every word because that's how starved Oda makes you for lore dumps. Sometimes is that like
Sometimes.
or all the time. I guess when he mentions he doesn't really like dive super hard into the Void Century all that much. So whenever he does, it's critical reading time. I put my glasses on and I read very closely. But yeah,
It's quick reading time.
yeah, it's fucking so cool the way it's paced, and you know he couples it with the intensity of just the five elders being like, "Fuck, we can't keep destroying whole countries. Please stop talking."
You got another one.
Yeah,
I like that desert.
yeah. This samurai one, I don't. Is he from Wano?
Samurai?
Yeah, there's the
Maybe a
bald
Wano whore.
one. That's like
Not every samurai is from Wano.
that's true. I guess that's fair. But everybody else has like a suit, but he's rocking a kimono and shit.
Don't be a double W.
Talking about the Gurusei again?
Yeah,
The old man with the fucking
sword.
glasses?
yeah.
I don't think he's from Wano. He doesn't look very Wano-ish.
He's got a
Wano-esque.
sword. He's got the robes.
Yeah, it doesn't mean he's from Wano. Just could mean that he's a swordsman.
Wano whore.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's interesting that he just stands out compared to the other guys.
Wait. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say, what the fuck is fucking Saturn doing there? But
Yeah, it was
this is
before he
this is
left,
a
obviously.
flashback.
Yeah, this was just so cool, and I love that Sai and Leo are doing Straw Hat-esque things. This is what the Straw Hats would have done anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
They embody the spirit, and I respect it. And I don't know what's going to happen to them after this. I would hope that they're not captured and tortured by the world government.
No, they got let go. Remember?
Do we know that?
Yeah.
Who's they?
The fucking
Sai and
remember
and Leo.
Oh yeah.
remember one of
Nah,
the
they
other,
got up out of there.
like the good celestial dragon. Let them go. Let them escape.
Okay, well that's good.
Yo,
I'm glad.
but not Maya's guard. The other one. The guy flattened his
Carlos?
dad pulled up and was like, "My son."
No,
That shit was crazy.
He's still
Like,
in a
bro, your
glory.
son's a fucking is a pancake now, bro. Multi-layered. He's a 5-stack pancake.
Yeah.
No syrup.
Also, the silhouette of Lily looks a lot like Vivi.
Yep.
That's interesting.
You know why?
hmm
Why?
Because it's female.
Are you saying that all One Piece women look the same?
Most
Because
One Piece
Oda
women look
draws
the
it
same.
that way. Yes, that is why they look that way, and I guess that is her descendant. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it was cool to see Sai and Leo do Straw Hat shit. I'm so proud of them almost. I was like, let's go, guys. You're embodying
Yeah,
the
it was
spirit.
pretty cool.
Um,
I forgot that they down with the Straw Hats.
yeah. I hope they reunite with the Straw Hats, honestly. That would be super cool. If they pulled up to Egghead. What if these are the guys that pull up to Egghead to assist?
That would
That'd
be
be
dope.
sick.
That would be cool. Emu himself, I don't know if he's got like a connection to the Nefeltari family. My guess is that Emu was probably like a suitor for the Nefeltari family, and because Lily didn't want to be a part of this shit, he was scorned, or they were scorned. I don't know, man. Oh man, it's so cool. I have no idea who Emu is and what his deal is. Uh, man, I can't wait to find out. I knew it. I knew that it was going to be like 2 weeks. I knew he was going to take a break this week.
Yeah, it was coming.
I can't. I hate it. This is the worst I felt the cliffhanger.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
This was a real gut punch by Oda. I don't know why he did it this way, but he really hurt me with that one. But yeah, I mean, honestly, those are my thoughts. This was like such a fucking awesome chapter. I'm very excited to see what comes next. I can barely wait. We do have a question though, related to this chapter by our guy Mike B, Sketchy Mike El Sketcherino, and I do want to read it. His whole email, which is nice. He said, "Hey y'all, hope you've been good lately. I know it's been a while since my last email. My life has taken some crazy turns since he got married, guys. He moved into an apartment
Oh,
and
congratulations, Mike.
got it all furnished and built in the span of a week, and he started a new job. But
Oh my goodness, major money
Hell
move.
yeah, man.
yeah. But yeah, I'm really happy for you, Mike. That's fucking awesome.
I'm elated to hear that.
I know things are not like exactly perfect right now, but I know you could pull through, bro. I'm happy for the positive things that have been going on. So and it's good to hear from you. It's been a while, and happy to see you're doing okay. As for your question, his question is, what do you think is the connection between Emu and the original Queen of Alabasta? I'm thinking that Emu was Scorn's suitor and had her murk to get the rest of the celestial dragons in line.
Ah,
Makes
that'd be
sense.
pretty dope.
Yeah, I think I absorbed your theory into my mind. Because it makes sense.
It's cool.
Yeah,
That he's just like a incel.
They what? Oh yeah, he's
That
just an
Emu's
incel.
just an incel.
Yeah, the most dangerous people of all. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's a pretty. I feel like that's rock solid. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. But yeah, he does have an axe to grind in terms of VV, so it's very possible that that's the case. I don't know, man. It's wild.
There is a few theories out and about this topic. Where apparently there's like a love triangle between Joy Boy, Emu, and Queen Lily. And Emu assassinated her to have Joy Boy for herself. So there's that. There's some theory with that.
Ah, so you think it's like kind of a reverse thing where Emu loved Joy Boy, but Joy Boy and Lily had a thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's also interesting. I mean, I feel like Joy Boy would
'Cause
he would have to factor in.
Because like One Piece is kind of similar, like when it comes to the like history repeating itself, right? And Boa Hancock, from Amazon Lily, is in love with Joy Boy, So it's kind of it's a little. I feel like it could be a thing, but I'd prefer for it not to be. Like I'd rather, if Emu is a woman, I'd rather her not be just like a love-stricken kind of crazy girl again. I'd rather it
I think
just be
it's
like a
if that were to be the case, I think it's more of a power thing than anything. Because I think there are a lot of the celestial dragons like look down on people who try to leave, as we've seen with Doflamingo's dad. So I think like at that time for someone to actively step down, I feel like that's a even greater disrespect to what they perceive they have built than what Doflamingo's dad did. And he got it pretty bad. And I wonder if like the whole purpose of Doflamingo's backstory is to kind of establish that fact of what happens to people who try to leave that arena of privilege.
For sure, like they had to take a slight to that she didn't want to stay.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, and I think even if the Doflamingo's backstory didn't happen, I still think that's implied. Or like you'd have to wonder, like, nah, like they're just gonna be okay with the celestial dragon saying, I'm gonna ditch this stuff. There's secrets involved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What went down? They're not gonna just be willing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like that makes a lot of sense. That
and it could be a
they
combination.
wouldn't be willing to let her just live her life.
Exactly, and it could be a combination of things. It could be the things that it was like kind of a scorned suitor type of deal, plus the insult of backing out of being a celestial dragon, of basically being a god amongst men.
I hope the Void Century. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry. Yeah, I think that's it. you go ahead.
I was gonna say that I hope the Void Century flashback lasts a century of chapters.
I mean, it might.
Like it's a completely new story.
I mean,
of the Void Century, like how in Dead Unlocked did a loop, we get another 1,000 chapters of One Piece, and our grandkids could
understand and feel
finish reading. Yeah.
I mean, it's not impossible. I guess Oda spent a lot of time on Odin's flashback. I think if there's like a story that's important enough, he'll definitely take his time on it. But yeah, I think it could be a combination. It could be scorned suitor. It could be the idea of celestial dragons not taking too kindly to people leaving their arena.
Would you take kindly to that?
To somebody leaving the celestial dragon? I mean, no.
Yeah, I'd take kindly to that.
Yeah, I'd take kindly. I'd be like, peace, bro.
I think I would. I wouldn't mind it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah.
But what if y'all had mad secrets?
That is the problem.
Like, did I tell them the secrets?
I think they would know intrinsically because they were born.
I'd be like, all right, man, like you could go, but like remember, like those secrets, like just keep them to yourself. Like,
don't tell nobody.
Ultimate trust. Hey, bro, don't tell nobody, all right?
Yeah, see, that's the problem. I think that's like part of it too, low key, is that they're like, you know too much.
Right. Lily probably didn't answer that good enough when they was like, you ain't gonna tell nobody, right? She was like, yeah, you know.
I mean, you know.
Nah.
Who's anybody?
Too weak. Who's any? What do you mean by anybody? And they already knew. That confirmed it. They was like, right.
Can I tell my daughter? Can I tell my son?
And they all looked at each other. Was like, yes. You know what? Yeah. Tell them all. Tell them all. That's right.
Go to the presses. Tell them.
Right when you get back to tell all your people.
I'll tell you what, Lily. You could sing about it. Go sing. Tell the police. tell everyone.
Yeah, sure. We'll see you later.
Yeah, bye.
Goodbye. Farewell.
Send a buster call to destroy only her ship. Go,
Only her.
go for.
Make
go
sure
for
she doesn't leave any letters out or something.
No, yeah. Please make sure there's no letters around. No 800-year letters. They could come back to bite us in the ass 800 years.
Yeah,
later.
none of those. Because that would totally defeat the purpose.
Yeah, these
One
five
Piece
elders
was
are
great
crazy.
this week.
These five elders are crazy too. Like, how long have there always been five elders?
They're great times 80 grandfathers.
Yeah,
Probably.
because they couldn't be there. It was 800 years ago. So who were the great elders before these great elders?
I wonder what's stronger. The five elders' thirst for secrets, or Brian's thirst for Zelda while we do this podcast.
I'm not playing Zelda while doing the podcast. I wish I could be playing Zelda, but
Well-
we have important matters to discuss here.
I don't think Brian has ever ordered the destruction of islands so he could play Zelda. So I think the elders have him on that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But that's just me.
I agree.
In fact, I have destroyed islands inside of Zelda.
Right now,
Not right now.
like moments ago.
You tried to slip him up, dude.
No, like maybe like 40 minutes ago. Well, 50 minutes ago.
Your hands are on the controller right now.
No, my hands are not on a controller. They are on
All
my
right.
phone.
All right. Well, we're about to switch to an excellent chapter.
Yeah. So let's do it. One Piece was fantastic. Let us. Oh geez, let me get the soundboard up. Let us move onward. My Hero Academia. This is My Hero Academia, chapter 389. Assurance and Prayers. Last we
That's
left.
what we need for sure.
Last we left off, pretty much most of the Todoroki family have pulled up to try and stop Toya from exploding everything. Everybody's having a rough time of it because his temperature is not dropping. It is going it's rapidly increasing at the epicenter, and it's at this point we start to get from the perspective of Toya as he's watching his burning his own father to death. He's like, everyone's watching me, so this is what it's like. If it was so simple, then why not sooner? As he's exploding everywhere. The battle all over is happening still, and the kids from earlier in the series that were there for Todoroki and Bakugo's provisional license exam are watching on, and they're looking down. They all of a sudden start to smile as news cameras and everybody is watching. Everybody's like praying for Endeavor to not come out like pulled pork, and he's like, and this kid goes, yeah, for sure, because after all. And then we get a 2-page spread where we see that Ida and Todoroki are pulling up in some ice plane construct, which is pretty sweet. And
really fucking awesome, actually.
it is pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. I saw that, and he's using this ice construct to funnel Ida's and his fire to make himself go even faster. It's pretty crazy when you think about it. And the chapter ends with a big 2-page spread where Ida and Todoroki are still running, and the kid says, "We've got 5 wieners on our side," and that's where the chapter ends.
Why did he say that?
Yeah, is that a callback?
It is a callback. That's what
I don't know what that means.
It's
All
a
right,
it's
what's
a
the
callback for when they were taking the exam. That's what this kid calls Todoroki. He calls him 5 wieners because he had 5. He has like 5 little packs on his side that are like tubes.
Oh yeah, I remember
And he says
that.
they were
I remember
wieners.
that. So what do you carry? Hot dogs in there?
Yeah, basically, he's got 5 wieners on our side, and that's where the chapter ends. Another very short chapter from My Hero Academia. But Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
It was cool. It was really short, which annoyed me. I said earlier that this felt like a filler chapter, but I guess I was a little upset that we didn't get a resolution to this to the situation with Todoroki. But I mean, with well, yeah, his last name is Todoroki, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, there's too many Todorokis.
Mr. Kaboom man.
Mhm.
Mr. I want to
Shut
blow
up.
myself up because my
Oh,
family
that's
doesn't
Tom.
love me. Yeah. This is every edge lord's dream right here. For them to go out in an explosion, but everyone notices them finally.
Yeah,
This is it right here. And there's a group of people out there that are so touched by what
Toya.
Horikoshi is putting on these pages. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it might be sarcastic, sure, but I also do know that that's 100% a fact. And I may not have felt it too much emotionally, but for y'all that do, man, I'm happy for y'all. Ice Jet was lit. You know, I didn't notice it until the second time I read this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, before the podcast, but like
Hmm.
I thought it was super cool, and it completely flipped what I thought about this chapter. Because all right, seriously,
It
because
saved it for you.
it just made me excited for the next one. I think it's time. I don't know what's happening at the end though. Here,
I think it's just
Where's-
like a close up, basically. And stuff is just
where's
they're
where's
moving.
Ida?
They're just moving. He's still like down there. You still see him. If you look at the bottom left corner of the page, he's
Oh,
like,
he's on top of his back
Yeah,
or something like
yeah.
that. Oh, okay. Oh, and all that equipment is starting to break off.
yeah, because they're just moving so fucking fast. I bet. So it's just
Right,
falling
but
off of him.
he's taking it.
Yeah.
because he's determined.
Yeah, I mean he's wearing it. It's just falling off of him.
Brian, what did you think of this chapter?
I like the art. The art was really fucking good this chapter, but I feel like a lot of it was just like an art showcase, honestly. It like the scene with Todoroki and Ida is always so fucking sick to see. It looks like he's charging up like a flash fire as well. Is that what's happening there?
I think it's that phosphorus thing that.
Yeah, the phosphorus thing. I wonder what he's gonna do because is he just gonna cool him down with ice? Like, what is he gonna do to save the situation? But this chapter was pretty decent. Who's this kid? This guy that with the shark boys? Is that just a random?
He's the
civilian?
guy who Endeavor. He's like it's hard to explain. I know who this kid is. He's not like a named character or anything, but like he had a moment when he appeared when Endeavor was fighting the high-end Nomu. And they made a t-shirt out of him because he was like, "We got to cheer on Endeavor" or something like that. And this is him again.
Okay, and what about this lady?
Which lady? The one in the
The lady?
helicopter?
No, the other lady. There's like another lady praying.
No, that's him.
Huh?
That's him. That's the same guy.
No, the next, like after that, there's another person.
Oh, that lady. Oh, in the bottom corner. I don't know. I actually don't know who that is. Shit. Who is she?
Who is that lady?
Who is she? Probably not all that important, I guess. But
Yeah. So this is like the third time Horikoshi has used like random civilians to emphasize what's going on, which I guess is kind of cool. You know, he showing Hero's impact on the world. But like, damn, only like 2 people paying attention to this. Oh, aside from the kids, there's only like 2 people. Like, I don't know. I thought it would be sick to see if there are like more, more civilians kind of looking in on this. But I don't know. This chapter is all right. It's pretty all right. The art carries it so fucking hard, and that was the point of it. It's like a spectacle. And honestly, the way that the anime has been going, I doubt that the anime will be able to capture like the magic of Horikoshi's art. Because goddamn, like something about his art just feels like it's incapturable in animation. Like a lot of the moments that, you look back on when it comes to My Hero Academia with the art and like the explosiveness and the fucking detail and all that, it gets lost in translation a lot. And I feel like the only way to truly appreciate My Hero Academia is to read the manga. Mainly because, the art is such an important driving factor of this series. And I really think like, after this, like it would be so fucking sick if Horikoshi were to just like be an artist and draw for mangaka, maybe. Because that would, I feel like he would just be able to contribute so much as just an artist.
Mhm.
Wow, you are packing Horikoshi out right
No,
now.
it's like Murata. It's similar to like Murata, who draws One Punch Man. Like, sure, like his series was great, but as an artist, he's just so profoundly fucking good.
Yeah. Murata's
And
never written a series, I think.
didn't he do Eye Shield?
No, that was the Dr. Stone guy wrote it and he drew it. I think he's pretty
Oh.
much been an artist for most of his career. I think he's written one shots of his own, but I don't think he's ever done like a whole series by himself.
Oh, that's my bad then. I thought Murata did Eye Shield.
He drew it.
But I like him as an artist, I feel like could do so much for other series and kind of excel them to like places they couldn't reach before with just like a regular artist, Like this guy is next level when it comes to his art, and his paneling is also really fucking good. Like his like the like page composition, he's so good. Like you can never you can always count on My Hero having amazing art every single time and throwing it out the park. So that's all I got.
Yeah. I guess I have a couple thoughts. I feel I agree with both of what you guys saying. It's actually kind of hard to mine out of stuff. Every now and then we come across chapters that are mostly like just fights or art and stuff, and there's not like a whole lot of story content going on. The best that we get is this little moment with Toya just being like, if it was such a simple thing, then why not sooner? I'm like, I don't know. I don't think this is simple. And I think, I don't think Horikoshi's trying to say that like this is all they had to do and he would be solved. I would hope not, but he did have to go supernova in order to achieve his desired result. There is something I wanted to mention. I'm trying to remember. Not blanket. Oh fuck. I should have written it down or something. But I guess like most of this chapter was just trying to build a mood, a moment.
Mhm.
It's like a setup.
Yeah, and I feel like it's kind of cinematic in that sense. I get what he was going for. Whether it's effective or not is just how much you're invested in this. And I thought it worked pretty cool. Again, the ice jet is dope. and it is cool to see, you know, the kids that he actually has a connection with watching on. I get what he was trying to do with the five wieners thing, but it also kind of takes away from the coolness, which I guess
Yeah.
that was the effect, you know, like these kids are going to be kids no matter what. And these kids were particularly like, you know, messing with them.
I also think the jet also acts as a protection for Ida.
Yeah,
more so
yeah.
as well.
Yeah, it's a practical thing as well. I know that. But I'm talking about, I guess, like the five wieners thing. I guess it's also kind of like, I don't know if it's a translation thing, but it's like kind of clunky. It's like we've got five wieners on our side.
Man, Todoroki is so cool.
He is so cool though. Todoroki.
You know, I feel like I really underplayed the emotional impact of when Dobby said, "Why not sooner?"
Mhm.
I totally agree with what you're saying. I don't think it was about the actual why didn't this happen quicker. I think it's still kind of in theme with what we've been seeing the last couple chapters, which is damn, like why did it get to this point?
Mhm.
We all know why. It's and you see it like a couple pages before you're saying everyone's watching me, so this is what it's like because like his dad really just heard that nigga like all the way as soon as Todoroki came around and he realized that he could reach a certain potential.
Mhm.
And it's crazy, man. Like just like nothing crazy traumatic happened to him yet. You know that the situation in the forest, he hurt himself trying to prove something to his dad, and that was a horrible tragedy. And then that led to the events that came here. But something just as simple as that neglect, you know,
Mhm.
and the pressure that Endeavor put on his family. I still understand why people feel really strongly about him as a character, and they're not making his redemption easy or really just there being redemption at all. It just we had a conversation about this already a few months ago, but this this is the best story. This is the best storyline in My Hero Academia,
Mhm.
arguably. And
Yeah, we
I
haven't
think
seen
he's
Deku in a
delivering.
while.
I mean, look at his face getting steamed, getting burnt, and he's looking right at him. I felt that. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, okay, I see what you're doing. He did a lot with his art. He did a whole lot with his art. I think I agree with both of y'all on that.
Yeah.
My dad just walked in to ask if we asked the question.
No, there's no My Hero Academia question, but we did ask the first question. Yes. Um. Yeah. Uh. Yeah. I mean, there's not a whole lot to say. I mean, I guess it's going to be resolved next chapter, I imagine. Um. With some more glorious art, obviously. I guess on the art, I get to say that like I really do respect the little details of just like comic art in general, like the hash markings on like a lot of these characters, the shade work and stuff. So it's a lot of tedious work that he does that really like make up the bulk of why this series looks really good. Um, and yeah, the guy is firing on all cylinders as usual. We say it every week. He's a fucking beast when it comes to
Yeah.
drawing. But yeah, I guess that's it for me in terms of what's going on with My Hero. Do you guys have any rebuttals? Anything else to drop?
No, sir.
Nah.
Alrighty. With that being said, let's move onward.
Fi meg pick ned i kjæren min som jeg kan chat.
Jujutsu Kaisen. This is Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 223, Inhuman Makyo Shinjuku Showdown Part 1. I'm actually kind of shocked I actually got that in one shot.
Congratulations.
Honestly, I'm proud of myself there. So we start off in Shibuya, I guess. They're walking through Shibuya. Gojo is just like, what, like it feels like ages since I've been in Shibuya. And the guy, the Ichichi, his assistant guy, asks him what did time feel like in the prison realm. And there's a pretty apt description as to what it's like to be in the prison realm. Um, Gojo explains it as it basically feels like when work is really, really busy and time just passes by so fucking quick, but at the same time, it's so draining and you never want to do it again. And I'm like, damn, I kind of know that feeling. But yeah, that's how it feels to be in the prison realm.
That's so unpleasant.
Hmm?
I said that's so unpleasant.
No, yeah, it's not a fun feeling. So he basically asked Ijichi what happened to the people on floor B5. I think that's like the floor he was fighting in, actually. And Ijichi explains that was ground zero for cursed spirits in the Shibuya incident, and the closer to Shibuya they were, the more likely that non-sorcerers in Tokyo survived. I guess. But he basically says that the cursed spirits avoided B5 due to your residuals. So nobody really chilled there. None of the cursed spirits really hung out there because of the residual energy Gojo left behind after being sealed. Because goddamn, he's a
Too
fucking
tough.
beast. So he says, any after effects of the unlimited void, and he's like, nope. Everyone's lives have returned back to normal. And they arrive at this rooftop where Utahime and the old principal for Kyoto's Jujutsu High are there. And Sukuna is on the other side of the city, it feels like. And, they're getting ready to go. I think the Urame asks, like, the duel's today, but at what time and place? And Sukuna's like, we didn't specify, but I'll know. And he sees from all the way across town that cursed energy is fucking gathering. Gojo seems to be getting ready for an attack, and we get this little flashback between Gojo and the principal for Kyoto, for the Kyoto school. And this guy confesses to killing the principal, Principal Masamichi. And he asks Gojo, like, why wasn't there a curse placed on him? And because usually when you die, you run when you like kill someone, I guess you run a high risk of turning or getting cursed or turning into a curse. And Gojo explains, like, no reason other than I know you through the principal. You're a by the book kind of guy, so in that way I guess I can trust you.
That was still, I'm sorry, that was still a little weird to me, because he killed him with cursed technique, didn't he? So doesn't that ensure that you won't leave a curse?
I think he's talking mostly about Gojo and Panda, that they haven't really cursed him, I guess.
Oh, meaning like killed him. Or something. Like did they mean like kill him? Or really cast a curse?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe cursing someone is like putting a bounty on their head or something.
Well, it's the negative feelings. So I think, like, if you feel regret or anger or rage at someone, a curse manifests, no matter who you are. And he asked the same question of Panda when he killed him at first, and Panda had his own answer, but I think he's just like kind of expecting a curse to be placed on him just by the simple fact that he pissed off, like, Panda. He's like, I wasn't cursed by Panda, and you're not cursing me. I don't feel like any real anger towards me from you. So I think that's more because like curses form like involuntarily, like if you feel enough rage and shit, that stuff manifests into a curse. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Anyway, So, he asks the principal if Masamichi said anything in the end, and Gojo's like, well, he said that the cursed corpses aren't spontaneous mutation, and there was a way to create them. And Gojo actually starts laughing, and he's like, "Whoa, even old farts can change, huh?" And he explains that, like, he says, like, "What do you mean?" And Gojo explains, like, "Whoa, that guy that you didn't tell anybody about Panda's special grade case. Before you would have definitely told your superiors. You've changed, old man." And we get a page that reveals that it seems that Gojo has gone to the headquarters and killed all the old guys there. Um, and
But doesn't that
basically,
mean he would have to leave?
what do you mean?
What doesn't that mean he'd had to leave the culling game?
It depends, I guess. I mean, you can leave. There's rules that are now in
But you
place.
can't go back though.
Is that right?
Yeah, because he made it so that people can't enter the culling game.
Yeah, I guess it depends on whether they are in one of the culling game zones. Because I think you can move between colonies. That's definitely a thing.
Ah,
I think like Yorozu, whatever her name was, I think she made that rule. Like to be able to switch between colonies and whatnot.
Random question: do y'all think Sukuna could beat King from One Piece?
yes, no, yes, no.
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe?
Very different power systems. I don't know. Really.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what's getting me.
It's tough to say.
At first, I was gonna say something wild like a Kainu, but I figured I don't know if he could hurt him. So
Yeah, I feel like we need to see Sukuna's full range of abilities before we can make that call, I guess.
right.
If there's any transferable skills. But yeah, all the elders are dead. Gojo seems to have murdered all of them. And Ijichi, as they're walking, asks, like, why have me do it? There's got to be someone who's better than with barriers. And Gojo explains that he trusts Ijichi more than anybody. And we cut back to the present as Ijichi makes a barrier, I guess, around Gojo. And then we get an explanation as to Utahime's curse technique, which it is called the Solo Forbidden Area, and it temporarily amplifies the total cursed energy amount and output of one willing sorcerer within its range, including Otahime herself. To excel at Jujutsu is to excel at subtraction. The degree to which a sorcerer can omit the intonations, movements, and other elements that compromise or activate a curse technique determines that sorcerer's skill. So Utahime, I guess like they're saying that the more precise the movements that you make when you're activating this technique, the stronger it is. And Utahime went hard, using words, gestures, dance, and the music from the old man. They elevated Gojo's fucking curse technique potency to 120%, which is wild. And they say that this is the strongest sorcerer in history versus the strongest sorcerer of today, and the first blow will determine which of the two is the challenger. And Gojo starts whispering to himself, 9 ropes, polarized light, crow, and declaration between front and back. And basically, Gojo starts to unleashes a hollow purple at, I guess, 200% ability, 200% power. We get a 2-page spread as he goes hollow purple. Sukuna tries to block this shit, but it basically destroys the entire building he's on. And they explain that due to Ichichi's barrier, Sukuna misreads Gojo's first move. Even though he sensed Gojo, he didn't notice his opponent's immense output until the last moment. So he knew that the attack was coming, but he didn't know that it would be that fucking strong. So he didn't have the correct, I guess, defenses for it because it was stronger than he thought it would be. And although the building that he was on is basically totaled, Sukuna only came out missing an arm, which I'm sure he'll be able to fix. And Gojo actually pulls up to where he's at right now. And he says, just so there's no misunderstanding, let me set you straight. You're the challenger here. And Sukuna goes, damned punk. And that's where the chapter ends. This was pretty crazy. But
What a fucking chapter.
Josh, what did you think about Jujutsu Kaisen
pretty wild.
chapter 223?
This is an exciting chapter. Finally, we're gonna finally see Gojo go all out versus someone that can handle it.
Oh,
No
yeah.
more easy money GGs or no more trap Rubik's cubes. Yeah. But I'll get into some of the things that stood out to me. I didn't really care for the explanation with the principal. About the principal's death and how everyone was forgiving him. Because look, Gojo's rationale is that, look, I don't really feel no kind of way because I know it was just an order. And it was an order from the headquarters that was made because I was irresponsible and got trapped in a Rubik's Cube. So it's not, it was like, it's whatever. It sucks that he died and it sucks that you had to be the one to do it, but we got something to take care of. I'm not upset with it. I wanted something a little bit more emotional, but I don't know what else is in store for Panda, so we'll see. I don't think this story's over at all.
No.
I hope not. There was something else. There was a page right after that conversation where they show a room full of dead people.
Yeah.
I didn't really get that.
Gojo killed all the head people of the Jujutsu Society, basically. All the elders that ordered Masamichi's death, they're all dead. And I'm pretty sure it's because Gojo killed them.
Wow.
So I guess there's your emotionality now that I think about it.
Wow.
It's like, I know it was an order, so I killed the guys who ordered this to happen, I guess.
Wow. Wow. Or how the Dominicans in the Heights say, wow. They'd be like, wow. Yeah. Anyway.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you trying to?
You know what I'm talking about.
You're trying to pronounce the WAO?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's the accent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good chapter. Brian. Christian.
Okay, I guess I'll go next. Hey man, if One Piece wasn't what it was this week, Jujutsu Kaisen would have been the really good chapter of the week, pretty easy.
Yeah.
This was so cool. It's crazy to see Gojo actually follow through, because the reason I say it's Gojo that killed all these people is because he's constantly threatening these people. Throughout the series, he's just like, stop playing with me. I will kill you guys if you go after Itadori, if you blah, 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 if you do this, you do that. Don't test me. And they tested him. They continuously tested him.
They thought he was they thought they was safe.
Mm-hmm. He's like, you thought I forgot.
From the GG machine himself.
Yeah. He's like, you thought I forgot, huh? I'll tell you what, if Gojo was in One Piece, there would be no fucking 5 elders. He would have pulled up a long time ago.
Yeah.
He's basically killed the 5 elders of this series.
He would have said, Imu, where are you at?
Yeah, Imu, you're playing too much. You're done.
Time to face me head on. I want the smoke.
Yeah.
Win or lose, but I'm gonna win.
Yeah, but I will win. It was a great dramatic way to start the battle by basically Blue Lanterning Gojo.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Although the scaling is so weird. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, Chrissy. When when they're saying 120% and 200, I guess to me, I get it. It's like, okay, he just got his power doubled. I can understand that. But I didn't know where he was at before for this to even be like, whoa, it's double what it was before. He never went that hard.
Yeah.
So it would have been cool for him to go hard, and then that would have happened.
Yeah. I would wonder, I would think it's more for coolness factor at this point than legitimate, I guess, power scaling, but he did go crazy here. I would only say that just because there's no actual frame of reference for what 100% of Gojo's power truly looks like.
And what did he hit him with?
The hollow purple.
Purple what?
The hollow purple.
What does that mean?
That's one of his.
What is it? A blast?
That's one of his
Not a
crazy
beam.
infinite
Not a
attacks.
beam.
I think purple. I think I'm gonna get them mixed up because I think there's red, which repels, if I'm right, and blue that attracts. And I forget what purple does, but it is a combination of both in some way, shape, or form. He's used it before.
The hockey man.
yeah. Let's just say that.
A hockey man? You mean a fighter who relies on hockey?
Let's just say that Gojo's a hockey man. He's a hockey specialist.
For all intents and purposes.
Yeah. But yeah, it was cool, and the Gojo come in and be Jimmy Butler, just come in and start talking shit immediately.
All right. You don't have to do all of that.
I knew it would make you mad, but
We're in New York. Oh, well, congratulations.
We are in New York.
Great job. You did it. You succeeded.
What did I do?
You're making me upset.
I'm sorry.
Don't compare no cool niggas to that weirdo, all right?
I was just yanking your chain. But it is cool
Fuck Miami.
It is cool to see Gojo be like, I'm him and you're not him.
Yeah, he did talk that shit.
Yeah.
And you're right, Jimmy Butler does that shit.
He did the timeout thing to
win.
Gojo. He just did the timeout thing.
Admit that Jimmy Butler is Himothy?
I wouldn't say all that.
Himmy Butler?
I'll tell you what, he did do the timeout sign to Sukuna just now. So
He did.
he's a timeout.
You need a timeout now?
Yeah, you want timeout?
As I hit you with that purple thing?
I want some of that purple stuff.
Hit him with that purple stuff. Hit him up all with that purple shit, yo.
Yeah. Sukuna's high right now. That's how hard he got hit with the purple stuff.
He's like, whoa, man, where did my hand go? Am I high?
Am I high right now?
Is that why I don't see my hand? Is it because I'm high?
Because I'm high. Did I get high and lose my hand?
You do that, Gojo? Is that what that spell was? That the fuck you guys were doing over there?
Another thing about Gojo's curse technique is that it looks like it also counters reverse curse technique as well.
That's
How do you
crazy.
know?
Because the lady that he punched in the chest, right?
Mm-hmm.
She used reverse curse technique, and even then, she was still fucked up from it.
Yeah, she did.
I think you're looking at it on a technicality level, and it's really more of a coolness level.
No, because Gojo's whole thing is about like infinity, right? So technically, it like maybe the effects of his curse technique last for an extremely long period of time. Yeah, like potentially for
infinity.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would say that Urume still was able to heal herself, but not. It just still hurt. You know, like she couldn't heal herself completely.
Was it not the guy twin that got hurt?
I actually don't remember. They look too alike because they're twins, but
they do.
It's hard to tell them apart. Man, but you know, Sukuna's a different guy. He can probably just reverse curse technique his hand right back, and I would accept that wholeheartedly, I guess. This shit is gonna be crazy. I can't imagine. Like, this fight is gonna be out of this world. We don't really cover One Punch Man, but there was this fight between Saitama and Garo, which is pretty much one of the craziest fights I've ever seen. I feel like Gojo's versus Sukuna would probably rival it.
I just think it's so sick that like this is such a unique case for a shonen fight, you know? Like this is extreme, like there's not a lot of series that do a fight like this. You know, where like the hero seems like the fucking like it where the villain seems like the underdog in the fight, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of series do stuff like this, and in Jujutsu Kaisen it just fits so perfectly when it comes to Gojo. And I really fucking respect the fact that they're not just making the main characters be the strongest characters in the series. Like they're showing that, you know, there's levels to shit, and I don't know, it kind of makes things feel more like, I'm not gonna say real, but like more like you get invested better. Like it makes you feel like, oh damn, like these two are really fucking about it. And it shows that, you know, there's, you know, the main character has something to work towards rather than them just having it right away, you know? Like I feel like a lesser mangaka would have just had Itadori become strong enough to beat Sukuna and then go in there and save Megumi, right? But that's just not the case.
Yeah. It's also more fun. You know, it's just it's interesting to put this in position. Gojo's a very dangerous type of character because, you know, he can theoretically just solve everyone's problems.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see how they circumvent that. If they do. I mean, I can't say I would be all that upset if Gojo just didn't wipe the floor with Sukuna at this moment. I would be like, it makes sense with everything that's built up. But
also the art this chapter was ooh, so good.
Yeah, Akutami went crazy. Very cool. Very, very cool. But I don't really have anything else to
Very
say.
much like.
What do you say?
Yeah, those are my thoughts.
Oh. Yeah. Josh, do you have any rebuttals before we move on then?
Nope.
Alrighty then. With that being said, Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh, did I say Jujutsu Kaisen won the really good chapter of the week audience poll?
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
And I'm always happy when that happens because I feel bad not being able to select Jujutsu Kaisen just because of how much I loved One Piece. It's almost not fair sometimes. But yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen definitely deserves an RGC in somebody's eyes, and I'm glad that the audience pulled up and supported it. So if you guys want to take part in it, subscribe to the YouTube channel so you never miss the poll. I put it up usually a couple hours after the chapters drop on Viz. So, you know.
Mike has a question for this.
Oh, he does. You're right, Brian. Thank you for reminding me. Mike also has a question regarding Jujutsu Kaisen. He says now that Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 223 is out, it's time to make your decisions. Who wins this fight, Gojo or Sukuna? Why? And also, who has the best drip between the two and why?
Well, Gojo's definitely the drip god.
Yeah, Gojo got the drip.
100%.
100%.
Let me take another look at it. They're both swagged out pretty hard. But I would
Was that
say,
just for this chapter or in general?
I guess for this chapter, I guess for this fight.
Because my answer was in general, but let me take another look.
Gojo is pretty. He is pretty dripped out this chapter, I will say. You know, I'll pick Gojo.
Gojo got the drip.
Yeah, he's got the drip. Sukuna's close, but
Sukuna lost his robe.
yeah, he
in
did
the
lose
blast.
his robe. That's really who determines the challenger, who keeps their robe.
Yeah.
Do we know what kind of domain Sukuna has? Like, is it an ancient domain or is it
Yeah,
like
he
a
has
modern?
is the Malevolent Shrine.
So it's not like an insta hit.
It's a domain. If I remember right, Sukuna's domain is one that can just like pull up. Like he doesn't make a domain; it just like shows up in real life. Like it doesn't exist within the confines of that space they create. He can summon the Malevolent Shrine just in real life and use it on an unlimited amount of space. If I remember,
What does it do again?
cuts everything.
Which theoretically, so it is so is it an ancient one or not?
I think it's more new stylish because it has a guaranteed hit. It cuts everything.
Dude, Buggy would have no problem versus him.
He would have no problem.
So would would Gojo counter that kind of domain? Even if it's a insta hit, it's still probably not going to reach him, right?
Hold on, I'm pulling up the wiki because I remember that was kind of the special thing about it is that it sometimes doesn't really like live within the confines of it. Malevolent Shrine is different from other types of domain expansions in that it doesn't create a separate space from the barrier. Instead, Sukuna can directly manifest it into reality while able to have the sure hit effect without closing the barrier. Because of this, it is truly considered divine technique. So that's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sukuna's curse technique has to do with cutting. That's why he's always just like he's just like always cutting shit. That's his like primary technique. And the Malevolent Shrine just like powers it up to a thou, where he could just cut everything. Within Malevolent Shrine, Sukuna is able to utilize Cleave and Dismantle to relentlessly cut anything in its radius. Dismantle targets inanimate objects, while Cleave targets anything with cursed energy.
Oh, anything with cursed energy.
Yeah. Now we don't know how Gojo would react to it because of his infinite void just by default. Like, would the cuts be able to reach him? But who knows?
I think he might try to. What if he combos Chimera and Chimera? I was gonna say Chimera and Shadow Garden. Chimera Shadow Garden with Malevolent Shrine.
Yeah, I don't know if you could do that, but if there's anybody who,
Make them all some slicey guys.
yeah, I don't know if he could do that, but if there's anybody who could probably figure it out, it's Sukuna. He knows
Yeah.
just like so much more about cursed energy than most anybody really.
I'll go with my heart and say Gojo.
I think it would be interesting if Gojo won. And I think I would say Gojo will probably win because although Sukuna is just like such a big deal antagonist in this series, he's not the
Sure is.
antagonist, I guess.
That's Kenjaku, right?
Yeah, that's Kenjaku. As far as I know, I could be dead wrong, but
Oh, you are, but it's not a bad wrong. Because
yeah,
that's what I believe too.
yeah, and I'm just like kind of
And if I
going.
believe it, it's definitely smart.
I'm just going on also Akutami's tendency to just kind of like subvert shonen and do the unexpected. You know, he's not writing a traditional shonen story where like the mentor character just dies.
Oh,
Although
I
he
have
could
a
be.
question. Yeah.
Although he could be. And but that's my pick. I'm picking Gojo, knowing that I could be
Right. Same,
very,
same.
very wrong.
So, how would y'all feel if the series boiled down to Okoto being the main character and he beats Kenjaku? We all okay with that? Or
I think that would be kind of sick, actually,
I'll be fine. I'd be okay with that.
because they have history.
yeah, they do.
Yeah, I look at Jujutsu Kaisen as more of like an ensemble series.
And he beat him already.
Like no particular protagonists. I feel like Itadori's our like perspective point because he is kind of like the guy who came into all this and you know is like our entryway to this world. But I think anybody could be anybody.
Yeah, kind of like Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, exactly. I think Akutami's like clear influence from Hunter x Hunter kind of like makes that point a little more real. But, you know, again, we could be entirely wrong.
I still think Gojo lets Sukuna possess him.
Okay.
That's my sleeper decision there.
I just don't think he would just let that happen, even for Megumi's sake. That's too high of a stake.
I don't know, man. I'm just saying they make it a point that all these people can surpass Gojo. I feel like there has to be a point where that comes into play.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be all of them work together to defeat Gojo.
I guess that would be crazy. But yeah, I guess that's the answer to the question. With that being said, are we all good to move on?
No. Kashimo's gonna be so upset.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
where
yeah.
the fuck is he?
I don't know. He should be with the good guys because he did form an alliance with Hikari.
Where is he?
Imagine someone tells, so he's like, "Hey, what's going on? By the way, why is everybody like acting so serious right now? Like, we just sent the strongest soldier we know to go fight Sukuna." He's like, "God fucking damn it!
I told you guys to tell me.
I'm gonna kill all y'all instead. How about that?
And then
You
there's
gonna,
just gonna be
you
like,
gonna get
yo.
lucky again, boy?"
Then he's gonna be like, yo, actually, like, you can't do that because, like, Gojo's here. And then he's gonna be like, ah, fuck.
Fine.
Well,
I'm
you
not
guys
saying
do
that
whatever you
guy.
want.
Gojo's so gangsta, I knew who he was from the past. We knew about him, and we knew about that future. Yeah.
Yeah, but are we all set then?
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that being said, let's move onward. Chainsaw Man. This is Chainsaw Man chapter 129. Save Me, Chainsaw Man. Last we left off, Asa and Denji found their way in hell because they both drifted into the giant door in the sky that the falling devil has been making people fall through.
Alternate title.
Mhm.
4 chainsaws, 1 girl.
Nice.
Dang.
So, you know, they were on their way to kind of escape hell at that point, but the falling devil intercepted them. And then the falling devil was intercepted by the fake Sawman as he pulled up and basically saved their lives. He asked Denji if they could evade them throughout the night. And I thought it was going to be a lot simpler because Denji and Asa just make their way out. I mean, I guess it's not like the evening, so, you know, I guess they're still in that. But they make their way out of hell, and, you know, Asa basically has her life saved. Denji is bleeding out on the floor. And at that point, Yorozu pulls up and is like, Asa, now's our chance. Finish him while he's down. Is like, kill him and I'll return your body. You'll finally be rid of me. And Asa hesitates, at which point Yorozu is just like, I screwed up. Just when I finally begun to understand you. You always do this. Why must you do the opposite of what I say? And Asa basically cuts her hand and starts feeding Denji her blood. Yorozu is pissed because she's like, you don't have to take it so far as to save a mortal enemy. You're crossing the line. And she realizes that, like, you know, Chainsaw Man has saved her life twice now. But besides watching Chainsaw Man, makes me think that if a piece of trash like him is allowed to keep living, then maybe it's okay for me to keep living too. Um, and at that point, we see that like a weird tendril from hell like sticks out and starts going directly
Oh
for
wow,
yeah, it's gross. And it starts
the worst kind of tendrils.
yeah. Uh and it careens towards Asa, and Asa yells, "Saves me, Chainsaw Man!" And guess what Chainsaw Man does? Saves her. And they're just running through the city trying to avoid these tendrils. Um and they're basically surrounded by them. And Denji's like, "Sorry, I might not be able to save you." Um, and Asa notices that the tendrils are actually dug into the ground at that point. But Denji starts getting tired from evading all these things, and Asa notices a guy on a motorcycle, and is like, "Chainsaw Man, steal that motorcycle, please." And Denji's like, "Don't be stupid. I can't steal that. You thief! A woman is riding it." And then Asa looks over to another side where another guy is riding a motorcycle, and she's like, "Well, steal that guy's then." And Denji immediately just kicks him off the motorcycle, um, which was very funny. The motorcyclist survives despite being kicked off his motorcycle at full speed.
Yeah, and it's funny because Denji, in yet another Smash Bros. Reference that I'm gonna make, it looks like he does a neutral air against them, where
Yeah.
like a lot of characters make that kick,
Yeah.
and you just hit the A button in the air. Mario, Samus,
Mm-hmm.
Link, a few of them.
Exactly. And Denji doesn't really know how to ride this thing. And he's like, as a tendril is like basically closing in on them, Asa shouts out, "Super Chainsaw Man motorcycle!" And the tendril hits them. But then we cut over to a 2-page spread where there's Denji cuts through the tendril with a chainsaw sticking out of the wheel of the motorcycle, and they are driving off. And the guy's like, "That's my bike," and that's where the chapter ends. Pretty cool. Josh, what did you think about Chainsaw Man chapter 129?
This was 17 pages, but it felt like it was 5.
Yeah.
Where to begin? The tendrils from hell. I did not. When he said, "Oh, like the creatures from hell are gonna be coming after you," I didn't think he meant this one creature that is still on their body from attacking them from hell outside the door.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is really intense. There's
Yeah.
no way I'd ever survive something like this. I just felt like that had to be made clear
Yeah.
that I would have been died. Um, yeah, I like the chemistry between Asa and Chainsaw Man, Asa and Denji, and I really appreciate that she saved him. She used her brain. She's like, "Yo, like I'm about to die. Fuck that. I'm not turning that nigga into no weapon. Like we about to get smoked. We're gonna get we're gonna get folded like some laundry." So yeah, I like the chapter. Brian, you had anything that stood out to you? Oh, the chainsaw bike was lit.
Chainsaw Bike was pretty cool. Honestly, I don't got much to say about Chainsaw Man. Sorry, I just looked at the Lakers scoreline. They were up 20, and now they are like, it's like a 1-point difference. What the fuck happened? Anyway, Chainsaw Man was all right. Not a lot going on. Well, there is a lot going on, but not a lot that really like requires me to like talk about all that much. Um, Chainsaw Man has been quite fun, but not extremely introspective or anything like really deep that I want to talk about. So, been fun though.
Yeah. I appreciated that Asa came to like this, wanting to live in the most Asa way possible. I do like the way that she came to the conclusion that she doesn't want to give up on life, where she's like, well, if this asshole gets to live, then surely I deserve to live. I think that's very much within her character, and I really do appreciate the consistency here. Uh,
Right.
Other than that, this chapter was just like so cool. It was just like really fun. The fucking chainsaw bike is so goddamn metal. I can't handle it. It's too damn cool.
It's cool that she turned it into that too.
Yeah, teamwork makes the dream work, and it is very metal and very, 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 very cool. But yeah, I mean, I also don't have all that much to say about Chainsaw Man other than it was very rad and a very cool resolution to, or not resolution, but a step in Asa's character.
Mm.
I'm excited to see where they take it further from here and what this means for the both of them. To be honest, but yeah, that's all my thoughts on the chapter. Any rebuttals before I suppose we move on?
No,
Nope.
sir.
Alrighty. Well, let's move onward then. Oh, not this one.
This is part of the war in the Bronx.
Black Clover.
Welcome back.
Yeah, man. It's been like 3 weeks. But Black Clover has returned with chapter 359, The Dancing Princess of the Battlefield Returns. Last we left off, the Clover Kingdom has been going through it, has been really dealing with the assault by Lucius and his army of paladins, which are basically resurrected loved ones of our protagonists, really. And lately they've had to contend with the mother of what are these people's last name? The Silva kids. So
Oh, I forget their last name. Silvers.
yeah, Silva is their last name, and there's Noel, Silver, right? His name's Silver. Is his name Silver? Solid. Sorry, Solid Silver. Wow, it's a funny name. But yeah, basically they just got their ass beat by their mom, and the mom is just like, so the Silver Eagles I left behind could do no better than this. And yeah, they're going through it. Nobody could really stand against her. I forget what the mom's name is, but yeah, Solid is starting to like struggle, because he's freaking out that his mom is dishing out all this punishment, and the mom is like, well, even if you're weak, I love you. Master Lucius will create a peaceful world where everyone is equal. So come be reborn and let's make a fresh start together. And Solid is like, that might be the best move. If feeling like this is the alternative, then, and then he snapped out of it by someone's calling his name, saying, Solid, pull yourself together. And I know they say the mom's name. I don't want to keep referring to her as mom, but
Nozell.
Nozella is like the older brother, I think. Oh well, I guess I'll just keep referring to mom. Oh, Asir. So, Noelle pulls up, and she's like, "Oh, you must be Noelle. You look just like I did at your age. Once the fight ends and you're reborn, we'll be together always." And Noelle's like, "I only got to see her as a soul, but I'm sure that was my real mother. You may be Aesir Silva, but you're no longer the mother that we know. You are the person we must defeat and surpass right here." And Nozell is like, "You've definitely grown stronger, but without Undine, you can't." And we get a flashback from Noelle, who is like basically like distraught over Asta seemingly being killed, and how she can't really use Saint Stage anymore, but she's learned to get stronger, regardless of that fact. And you know, if she keeps struggling, it may not change anything, but she can't give up yet because she's sure Asta is alive, so she'll protect the kingdom so that he can come home anytime. Um, and at that moment, she gets approached by Kahono and her brother. Um, and
Can't remember them.
yeah, well, I remember the name. I remember their characters, but I only remember the name because she says the name Kahono. Um, but I do remember them. They were from like early in the arc, and they pop up every now and then in future arcs as well. But yeah, they notice that there's this fucking dragon that's been hanging around, and it's apparently a sea god. It's been venerated at the underwater temple since antiquity. So, when the world's it usually emerges when the world is pretty much at its end, and the dragon is like, "World in crisis, I rage. To do so, need strong partner." So basically, Noel teams up with a new spirit, mana spirit, and his name is Leviathan, and he's a cute little dragon when he's in his tiny little form. I really, I really like his little cute dragon design here.
Yeah, I like it too. It looks like a little Pokemon.
The
Yeah,
series loves doing that, by the way. Like taking threatening characters and then just making them small for power ups.
I'm here for it. I love it. But yeah, everybody tells like Noelle to go, and Noelle activates the ability granted to her by Leviathan, which is a Valkyrie armor dragon form, and she's like, "I will surpass you, mother," and it's a 2-page spread, covering her new form, and that's where the chapter ends.
Yeah.
Josh, what did you think about Black Clover chapter 359?
I think it's really dope that she got a water. Is that one of the water spirits?
Mm-hmm. It's a sea god.
Oh, okay. No. All right. It is a sea god, but it's not the same as like the salamander fire spirit and the wind god fires, like the wind spirit. That's the pixie. I think the water spirit was the one that was with Undine,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like that big mass of water. That person. So this isn't the same, but it's still cool nonetheless. I like her dragon armor. It's crazy how this huge fucking dragon was just lurking, and then it came out, and it's like, I want to help. I don't want to end the world. I don't know. It was, I got the impression that it was there to help destroy the world, and it's there to help save it.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, I guess. Whatever. I wasn't mad. It's just funny. Yeah, pretty sick armor. I like how she stood up to her mom. How she kind of told her brothers to get their shit together. Like, yo, listen, that's not our mom. She's a fucking op,
Yeah.
and ops get killed around these parts.
Exactly.
I don't know what the fuck y'all. We the Silver
This
Eagles.
is part of the war on
or
the,
whatever.
in the Bronx.
Yeah. You know, the Bronx got a lot of hills. You know, so does the
Bitches get
Cloverton,
shot,
though.
it get heavy. Gra.
Yeah. 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 Noelle she's gonna stab her mother right in the fucking chest with that big dragon buster sword.
Yeah, I think it's a lance technically.
Right. And then when she pierces her stomach, she's gonna get close to her mom, and she's gonna be like, "Thank you. I'm so proud of you."
Yeah.
So you're gonna be like, "Peace out, chump," and continue to move. Imagine.
That would be hilarious. I would honestly be very happy about that.
The deuces, loser.
Get out of here,
Get
dork.
lost. See ya.
Beat it.
with my new dragon. It just sends her, just blasts her away.
Mm-hmm. Were those all your
Alright,
thoughts?
those are my thoughts.
Oh.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a cool chapter. Like I said, I'm happy to see Black Clover back. Oh, the mom. The mom is like, don't worry, guys. Y'all are so weak, but it's only because I wasn't around. But after I kill y'all, we're gonna live in a beautiful world together. It's gonna be great.
Yep. Brian, what did you think about the chapter?
I think it was nice to see Noelle get a moment again. I feel like it's been a while since we've seen the Black Bulls in action. You know, like we've had all these other characters kind of step up, but I kind of miss seeing the Black Bulls. You know, where are the rest of them? Where are the rest of them at? Like, are they on?
Yeah,
their
you know,
way?
Light's gonna make an appearance
Yeah, they're on their way
because
to.
he doesn't lose.
Are they on their way to Wano? Is that where the rest of the Black Bulls are going? Like, I thought that's what they were doing.
I sure hope so.
Yeah, I think like there's got to be
Oh,
at
you
least some of
meant
them.
Black Clover Wano.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's got to be at least some of them still there. I wouldn't be surprised if some of them pulled up to Land of Sun, but I think they're all still the.
I don't think all of them are gonna get a story. I think a lot of them already got a big moment in the last arc.
Yeah, Magna got
And-
his, and
And the Ash guy too.
yeah.
That's that.
Although
But
I
yeah.
wouldn't mind if Zeno, damn, what's his name? The Ash guy got another one. He's like probably one of my favorite characters in the
Oh,
series.
Sora.
Zora.
Yeah, I just want to see my boys come back. And it's Noelle was always, meant to be like someone who is supposed to defy odds as well, similar to Asta and
Type.
Um,
Yeah.
So I think it's a little ass pulley like her upgrade, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Black Clover isn't necessarily like the most profound series when it comes to its writing.
Wow.
I just learned not to question the series too much. Just sit down and enjoy it. And
Right.
that's what I'm doing. This is a fun chapter. Every time she proves her siblings wrong, though, it's so fucking good. It's such a good feeling.
Yeah.
Especially Solid. What a fucking loser.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
dead ass like, maybe I should just like let myself be taken.
He's never done shit this entire series. Like Nozel, I guess if any of them were to talk shit, Nozel would be the one to kind of have the most like bite behind what he says. Like he could actually scrap. But I've never seen Solid do anything this entire series. And he acted like he was top shit all the time. It was so annoying.
Yeah, he didn't do a damn thing. Not like the oldest brother. He was cool.
Yeah, Nozel's
He just got a
Nozel's
hole
great.
in his chest though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Like, can you guys recall anything Solid did?
No, nothing of nothing of significant value, I think. I don't think
His special like magic of talking shit to his sister. That's all he did.
it's pretty powerful
Bullying
magic.
his little sister that didn't know magic.
But yeah, that's all my thoughts. Fuck Solid.
He was really on the ground, like when the mom was talking all that shit about the new world, and that after she like kills all of them, he's like, I guess that's not a bad idea. Maybe she's right.
Yeah.
Pathetic. Loser.
Loser.
L.
Loser.
Yeah.
L plus ratio.
Yeah. I agree with Brian. The dragon came out of nowhere, and I was like, okay, sure.
Like if you say
It was nice to see the water temple people again, though.
Yeah. No, it was good to see them, but it is funny that they just came up to be like, hey, come here.
Hey,
Sudden
come here.
lore.
We got an upgrade for you.
We've got sudden lore that, we didn't really build up all that much to my memory at least. I could be wrong. If there's, let me know if they actually built this thing up before.
I don't know. I don't remember a dragon being mentioned. But
Yeah, Brian read this recently, and he doesn't remember this either. Like, he read the whole series recently. He doesn't have like a good memory of it either. So it's either all of us are wrong, and we're not digging into the lore deep enough. But I don't remember that this dragon being introduced, and now he's all of a sudden like, there's a super special cool dragon that wants to save the world.
super special cool dragon looking to upgrade. Looking to upgrade someone.
Looking to upgrade a supporting character.
Right.
Is there any? Hello? Are there any supporting characters around?
I'm really strong, but I gotta work with somebody.
And I have to work with a supporting character. Oh,
I cannot. I'm so strong that I cannot work by myself.
woe is me. I hope that there is a supporting character around to save me. I'm a whole ass
just-
dragon, but I can't do anything without a supporting character to latch onto. I'm not mad at it though.
Yeah, no. it's
Leviathan's
just
cute.
funny.
As a little dragon baby. He's a cute little dragon baby. But I thought this chapter was fun overall. I mean, it is very Black Clover, and Black Clover is very good, so I don't mind. It's a very fun read. Welcome back, Black Clover. But with that being said, I don't really have anything else to say about Black Clover. Do we have any rebuttals before we move onward?
No.
All right. Let us move onward.
The champ is here!
Undead Unluck. This is Undead Unluck chapter 159 Entruster. Last we left off, we've been dealing with the whole arc regarding rescuing Phil from space. And that has extended to saving his mom as well. Phil has already at this point been turned into a robot boy, and is struggling with emotions because although he technically feels them in his head and in his mind, his body doesn't really express the emotions that he's feeling. So for this whole time, he's kind of been under the impression that he hasn't had them. But they've been getting attacked by these weird space monsters that look like World Trigger rads, I think they're called. They're the big creatures from.
Wow, you did the research.
I actually don't think that's what they're called. I think the rads are a different type of creature, but they look exactly like the World Trigger neighbor monsters. So there was a point where Phil was drifting off into space, and Fuko went over to rescue him, basically. And they've been like really dealing with these monsters. They're not UMAs, obviously, but it's still a huge problem.
Alien life forms.
Yeah. Phil's mom starts talking about the queen. She's like, "Where's the queen?" And she explains that there is a queen that ate everything. That is the one that ate that thing and grew massive. So we can't go moving around, because if it finds us, then we'll be finished, because this queen is very strong because of what it ate. And Fuko and Phil are still drifting out further into space. Nico is just like, "Hey, are you hearing this, Fuko?" He's like, "Yes, but the queen should display the same habits. After all, Phil's feelings, they're all after Phil's feelings. So, it, and honestly, they should be able to draw out the queen, because she should be looking for Phil's feelings, like all these other creatures are." And Phil at this point is like, "I have feelings, but I'm a machine. But I'm human?" And she's like, "Yes." So listen, Phil.
This does not compute.
Yeah, this does not compute. And he's
I
like,
don't feel like this computes.
"Yeah." And he's like, "Now you're getting it, Phil." She explains that back in the previous loop, he had a negation ability called Unfeel, which negated his own feelings and senses. and he's like, I don't know how hard it is to live with, but there's one thing for certain: a negation ability dwells within the soul. And he's like, she says, just like the you of the past, the you of the present has a soul as well, Phil. You had such an amazing soul full of emotions that even God was eager to negate it. You're human. And Phil goes like, that's good. Mom will be pleased. And then behind Fuko, the queen emerges, and basically Phil just like falls out of Fuko's hands or something like that. I don't know if she lets him go or if he just kind of like releases himself from her grip. But at that point, Phil is like, it's true, my feelings are getting quieter little by little. This is unfeel. And basically as he's flying into the mouth of this queen monster, and Fuko is trying to save him, we get a 2-page spread of his negation unfeel manifesting, and he's like, I've had feelings, I've had a soul this whole time. And then we get this flashback of the time where his mom made him into a robot boy, and she's like, your name, can you remember it? And he goes, Phil. Everything seems to
Page
be
3,
Hmm?
57 centimeters tall. He's naming off his stats.
Mhm.
He's a robot.
Yeah, 6-inch vertical. So he's just like kind of like getting used to his robot body, and he does the cat's cradle thing that he explained that made his mom smile. And he snaps back into the present while he's inside the queen's stomach. The corpses of his crew members are floating inside, and on the backs of one of the corpses, there's a thing that says "Take the doll," and then Phil notices that attached to the queen's innards there is a doll there. And Phil mentions like, that's the thing Mom and the others collected and researched. She told me that it was dangerous. These things grew bigger by absorbing this power. And Phil touches it, and all of a sudden he starts getting all these memories of the previous loop. And she's like, she was right. In the past, I was inside of you. And we get the explanation of the artifact Entruster, which is what this doll is. And it's an artifact that converts the feelings of anyone who has used it so far into power. In order to use it, you must have to offer your own body to it. Those who used it have their feelings extracted and are left debilitated on the first try. But Phil is unfeel, so his negation can circumvent the risk of using this, and he can avoid debilitation, basically, because he doesn't really have feelings at the moment. So
Yeah.
Phil notices, Phil is just like starts thinking to himself, it's like, my concern towards various things is starting to fade, but though the feeling is meager, there are still people I want to save. And he doesn't know why anymore, but he just wants to do it. He says, he's like, I don't know why, but I think this conduct, the act of fighting, is the sum of the feelings that I wanted to show Mom. And meanwhile, on the outside, everybody is out there trying to fight this queen thing. And it's not working. This queen thing is like going right towards them. But then...
And they know that. They know it.
Oh, yeah. But the chapter ends in a 2-page spread as Phil bursts out of the alien queen's stomach with the Entruster artifact that he is now inhabiting. And he says, I'll give them to you. I'll use my feelings to defeat this thing. And that's where the chapter ends. Josh, what did you think about Undead Unluck chapter 159?
I thought this was a really interesting way for Phil's unfilled to activate. I almost thought for a moment that maybe there would be a twist that he never does get unfilled because he was put in a robot body or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it makes way more sense the way it broke down. I don't know. The robot doll thing came out of nowhere.
Yes, it
And
certainly did.
Yeah, and it's weird that I don't know. You said the thing attacked and ate that, and then it grew stronger. So it's using the robot is using the thing's emotions, and that's probably why it's going after more emotions.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that makes sense. But now that Phil took that out, maybe he could just destroy all those monsters, and they won't be. Yeah, it's cool, interesting setup. Phil's a fucking powerhouse.
Yeah.
He's basically Iron Man.
Oh, yeah.
Or more. I don't know. Like Tony Stark is a regular human. He's actually all robot.
This is true.
An even stronger one now. Also, I thought it was weird that he got his memories back after touching that artifact. I don't know if it was just like a quick flash or if he now remembers everything, but I thought that was the whole point of getting the remember artifact.
Yeah,
I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah, I agree. I was like, I don't know if it's because specifically artifacts sometimes make awaken memories, but I don't really know. Were those all your thoughts?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had similar thoughts to yours. I thought overall it was like pretty cool and nice little development for Phil. I do think that the Entruster kind of feels like it came out of nowhere. I don't know if it was like explained as a thing before, because we knew that he was like a robot boy, but we didn't know like it was. I was under the impression that he was equipped with multiple artifacts, but and I guess that's true. But this was like the first artifact that he was like equipped with, probably.
Yeah, this is the one that they used to help merge all the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, this was cool. I'm glad we're moving along in this story. I am enjoying it. I'm looking forward to see how it ends, really. But I don't really have anything else to mention about this. Do you have any rebuttals? Any last sayings?
Nah. Does Mike have anything to say?
No, not about undead.
All right.
But all right, well, in that case, that was Undead Unluck, and that has been our show. Wowee, thank you guys so much for listening. As per usual, you could find me at the Chris Hospital on Twitter and Instagram, Josh at JDCole_37 on Instagram, at New Jump City Josh on Twitter. Brian is at b.esp on Twitter and Instagram. You can also check him out when he's streaming at twitch.tv/itspunchline. Email the show at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about. We have one more question from this email from Mike, but we'll do it at a different time. But keep sending us questions if you're out there, Mike. And for anybody else who wants to join in and have their questions read, please send us some. We'd love to answer. If you prefer to comment, you can comment under the YouTube video that we put up of this episode. Let us know your thoughts, anything you guys want us to talk about on the comment section. Like, share, subscribe to the podcast on YouTube. Or if you prefer audio podcasts anyway, you can check us out on Spotify, Pandora, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. We are on there. Take part in the really good chapter of the week poll that happens on our YouTube. It helps that if you subscribe in that regard too, because you never really miss it. I post a poll every week to the community board. So yeah, let's get that rolling. And without further ado, that's it. Thank you guys so much for listening, everybody. We will see you next week. Stay safe, New Jump citizens.
Peace out, guys.